Hey guys, welcome to LALoveCreative, and today we're talking about how to shoot video and photography with vintage lenses. Let's go. So if you're trying to get a filmic and cinematic image, a lot of filmmakers and a lot of photographers are trying to do so. One of the things that we always tend to forget is we focus on the camera. We focus on the, color grading, the LUTs. We focus on, I'm guilty of this too. I slap a Black Pro Miss on my footage and I call it a day. But a lot of times people don't realize that to get that filmic look, you really have to pay attention to the type of lenses you're using. Now this lens is the Helios 58mm. It got really popular lately because, the Batman movie, they ended up using vintage lenses like this on that movie. And a lot of people are now searching for vintage lenses. Now there is a lot of benefits to shooting with vintage lenses, and I'm gonna break down some in this video. Now I recently had a photo shoot where I was trying to shoot something a little bit more moody, a little bit more cinematic. I had a studio location, I had this model and my makeup artist. We kind of tried to make a more moody, colorful, but dark type vibe, and I knew right from the get-go that I was going to try to shoot photography with my vintage lenses. One of the reasons why I would go vintage over, a traditional, new modern lens is a lot of modern lenses are just perfect. They're clinical, they're sharp, their color's great. There's pretty much not that much character there in a lens that is newer. When you use a vintage lens, you're getting a little bit of haze, a little bit of fungus. So you're getting a little bit more of a character with the optics. The lens is old, so it's got different look. It's not completely clinical. It's not completely sharp. It has a softness, but in a beautiful way. And this Helios lens is known for having really great bokeh. It's known for having awesome color, and for the age of this lens is very old. It's pretty sharp as well. So when I was shooting with this lens, one of the things that I liked about it is it was pretty sharp. So when I was shooting photography, I could manually focus pretty good, and I nailed focus more often than I expected to. The cool thing about this lens that I got is I actually have this cine modded version of this lens. That could be a pro or a con. The version of my lens has focus gears, and it also has a little lens hood that controls the flares a little bit, and it also has the anamorphic mod on it. So I get very, very strong blue streaks. You might like that, you might not like that. Cool thing is if I don't like it, I always could get rid of it. It's almost like the fake anamorphic look. And I love shooting with it. I think it gives you more of a cinematic and filmic look right from the get-go, and it feels more organic than using my Sigma lenses or Canon lenses that are more sharper and more perfect. I like the imperfections that these lenses have, and I think it makes the image have a stronger character. Another benefit of using vintage lenses is they're affordable. I bought my Helios. Now they're starting to drive up in price because people are really excited about the Batman movie that they used it on. But you can find a good Helios lens, and they're pretty much in good supply for 50 to 200 bucks, depending on what kind of mods and stuff you want. I bought mine for about 100 bucks, so it depends on what you're looking for. But you can find a lot of good lenses out there, vintage ones, if you just scour the internet a little bit and find some good stuff on eBay, and you can get some good deals. Now, when I was shooting with this lens, I was loving the images that were coming out of it. I love how it's compact and lightweight. This lens is barely weighs anything, and it's super compact. I like having a lens that's easily could fit in my bag really quick. Now, one of the biggest drawbacks about the Helios 58mm, which I had to solve, was the fact that it's a little too tight. It's a portrait lens, it's great for portraits, it's great for close-ups, but I need something a little bit more wider. So I actually ended up picking up a MIR 37mm. I don't know if it's mirror or 30 or it's MIR 37mm, which is more like a 35mm in my opinion. And that is more of a lens that I end up using pretty much across the board, because I do plan on doing more short films, more creative videos for this channel. And I wanted vintage lenses that were a little wider so I could pair them together, and I think they'll look really good together on a project. The build quality of these lenses, they're built very, very well. They're small, they're made out of like a good combination of metal and plastic. They have manual focus rings. Mine has the cine gears on it, so I can use a follow focus, or I can use my new Lidar focusing system for my RS2 gimbal, which I will be talking about in the future on this channel, because I'm really excited to actually have autofocus with these manual vintage lenses. So I'm gonna totally nerd out about that and have more videos about that in the future. But one of the things that's cool is it's got a really smooth focusing ring, and it's got a manual aperture control on the lens, and you can change your aperture really quick. So the Helios is built really well and has a lot of cool functions. When you shoot video, I think you'll get a more organic look with these vintage lenses, because I oftentimes try to dirty up my clean Sigma art lenses or my Canon lenses, and I feel like you can only dirty up those lenses so much and, you know, try to make them look more old and more filmic. And when you use an actual vintage lens on your camera, you're gonna get more of a character with the image, and you're just gonna end up feeling a little bit more connected to it, in my opinion, especially if you're doing more creative projects and you don't need the sharpest lens or the most clinical, you know, perfect lens on the market. So that's all I have to say about shooting with vintage lenses. I had a blast using my Helios on this photography shoot. I can't wait to do more videos with vintage lenses. Let me know if you have any questions about photography or videography in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Peace.